And thank you, Ken, for talking about toilet paper. I'm going to talk about something completely different. How many of you are wearing some sort of bracelet, wristband right now? Hands up. A lot of you. Have a look at that wristband and imagine that actually would be a life-saving device, something that could actually save your life in a critical situation. That's the story of the Natalia project. I really wish I thought of that idea. This, my friends, this is Natalia Estemirova, one of the human rights defenders of this world. A human rights defender from Chechnya. And if you are standing up for human rights in that part of the world, you do it risking your own life every day. For human rights, something that we here in this country and in my home country, Sweden, almost take for granted. Natalia Estemirova and other people are risking their lives every day to stand up for human rights. On the morning of the 15th of July 2009, Natalia Estemirova was abducted, and no one knew. Until very late the same day, where she was found in Russia, murdered. Swedish organizations, civil rights defenders, had been working together with Natalia for many years. They were shocked. They were outraged. How could this happen? How could someone, a hero, be killed for standing up for human rights? But the thing is, this was not the first time a human rights defender actually got abducted. So civil rights defenders said, we have to do everything we can to make sure that this will be the last time someone is actually abducted and killed because of the fact that they are standing up for human rights. And that was the birth of the Natalia Project. The Natalia Project is really, it's an alarm system in the form of a wristband. Human rights defenders who are actually risking their lives, they get the wristband and they wear it. And in case of an assault, they just pull a trigger at the wristband and an alarm signal is sent out. It's sent out with the exact GPS coordinates of the location where the assault took place. The signal goes to the organization's headquarters in Stockholm, Civil Rights Defenders, but the signal also goes out to a huge network of people who are actually working in that area where the human rights defender is. So they can take immediate action. And that's the thing, when these things happen, when people are being abducted, because that is really happening, it's that immediate action that can actually be the difference between life and death. And also, the unique thing with the Natalia Project is this. It actually sends out the alarm signal to thousands of people following the Natalia Project in social media. This, my friends, is the world's first assault alarm system powered by social media. They launched this spring, and they have thousands of followers all over the world, on Facebook, on Twitter. And if there is an assault and the alarm goes off, these people are noticed via social media. And you see, that's the key thing. Because the people, the regimes behind these kind of abductions and murders, the one thing they don't want, it is our attention, international attention, critique. And the best part is that the fact that the world knows of the assault in less than a minute from actually when it takes place, that in itself is actually protection. Because the regime, the abductors, knows that the world knows what's going on. So social media is really the reason why I think this is a fabulous project, because this day they can't do it in silence. So the reasons why I think this is such a brilliant project and why it's I really wish I thought of that. Well, first of all, this is innovation at its best, because it's innovation that could potentially save people's lives. And I have to say, the second reason, it feels a bit odd being a fundraiser up here on stage saying that one of the reasons why I think this is brilliant is because it's not a fundraising campaign. It's not a communications campaign. This is the cause. This is what civil rights defenders is all about. Protecting people, standing up for our human rights. But the thing is, they have done this, they have executed it in a brilliant way that it has now turned out to an amazing vehicle for communication. People all over the world are talking about the Natalia Project and civil rights defenders. So the brand awareness and the brand building for this organization, I mean, you can't even imagine it. We're talking about a tiny Swedish charity that almost no one had heard of. And they are now all over international news. The European Parliament are actually phoning them, saying, could you please come and let us know about the project? The UN wants to talk about the Natalia Project. All of a sudden, everyone talks about the Natalia Project and civil rights defenders. But for me, the fundraiser, this is what I see. The power of engagement, letting supporters and donors actually get engaged in the core business of the organization. And that, for me, is really the key for great fundraising. All these things will lead up to the Natalia Project being an amazing fundraising project. During the first 2 weeks, spontaneous giving increased by 1,400%. And the only thing they did was including a donation button on the project's website. And now they are actually planning the actual fundraising part of the Natalia Project. And something tells me when I get to see that project, I will be up here again thinking, oh, I wish I thought of that one too. Thank you for your attention.